Good day, YouTubians. Courtney here, KNOWLEDGEWELL Media, just checking in with you for our morning chat. I want you to sit down and we're going to have a serious talk here, you see? Just playing with you. Anyhow, feeling good. On my way to the gym, obviously. Had a thought as I was pulling out of the driveway, several thoughts actually, but the one that I'm going to talk about pertains to our current predicament as a people. And again, you know, this channel is overwhelmingly geared towards the American national, the foreign national. All right, so if you're a U.S. citizen and you happen upon this, this is really not for you. That's my disclaimer. Anyhow, I was just considering a lot of the conversations and things that I've had over the past year or so. Been in a time of tribulation with this COVID-19, the division, the different opinions, what's safe, what's not. But what is our current predicament as a people, as a whole, in this grand experiment known as the United States? All right. And I contend that status correction is very vital, and there's a lot of disinformation out there that has steered us in all different directions. And there's a lot of frustrations. You know, who has the correct way and what is the correct way? You know, everyone's reading internet uploads and documents and what have you. And there's becoming this convergence of volatility because of this insatiable want for the truth. Okay? And I believe that the powers that were, this is right in line with their plan, in that the confusion causes conflict. All right? And you can control a people through that confusion. Okay, I say a lot that too much information is like too much light. Okay, there comes a point where it's not helpful anymore. It's not conducive to your goal when you're flooded with too much light. So that's what I contend not too much knowledge is like. You can become constipated with all this information because you don't know how to properly vent or alleviate the pressure. Okay? And so with that being said, status correction is important, and that starts first with you knowing who you are. Okay? And I know that's a cliche, you know, but it's really true. First, you have to determine and know who you are before you can ever put anything on paper and try and convince another. Okay? The whole system functions on presumptions. By definition, that's what legal is. Okay? It's all constructions. It's reconstructions of a crime scene, I always say. Okay? It's conclusions drawn by your behavior. Okay, so status correction isn't that sticky of a topic. It's not that difficult to understand. Apologize. Here, that help? Yeah. It's not that difficult to understand. It's not that difficult to accomplish. For one thing, a real man or a woman that makes a statement there's not much that can come against that. I mean, who's really going to stand in the face of a man or a woman and say what they're saying is a lie and be able to back it up? It doesn't happen often. So it's not so much, the ability to exact what you will, but first of all, you have to again know who you are. Otherwise, all your averments, declarations, what do they truly mean? Especially under scrutiny, when you're questioned about it and you're stuttering as if you just learn this information about yourself from a template somewhere on the internet. And so that is the condition, the state in which we are in, is that a lot of people are just plumb unsure. Unsure of who they are, where they came from, whether their mom and their father taught them correctly, if they should believe in the school of thought they came from, or what they actually see with their own eyes. Okay, so therein lies the confusion. What do we tell our own children now? Do we stand up to their teachers in academia and tell them not to listen to what the teachers are teaching because they're teaching you incorrect? There's a whole lot of dissension and division. There's a whole lot of questions. Yeah. And so that is our current state. Now we're looking for the remedy, the best way to deal with this situation, right? And so we have to go back to old world values. We have to go back and pick up those books that have been sitting on the shelf, that are all dusty and what have you. We have to go back and pick those up, because there's been a migration away from the truth, from the hard truth, and deception. It's not all lie. Deception is a little bit of lie and a whole lot of truth. It only takes a drop of a lie in a pool of truth to form and cause a deception. That's the way it works. So we have to go back to the old world values, and that's going to be a little uncomfortable. Why? Because you've learned to live fast. You've learned to have all of the conveniences at your beck and call. Okay? I am convinced that the American national will have to go back to the future, right? Like Back to the Future. You have to be different. You have to be set apart. Okay? I don't know if you grew up in religion, church, what have you, but we were always taught there that you're not like everybody else. You're different, right? You're the light. Everyone should be coming to you for the answers. Okay? We will be, at least in the beginnings of this cause, the few. We will be the few. Okay? But we have to look to that as a strength and not a weakness. As a brother and sisterhood, as a community, as a nation. Okay? We can't allow ourselves to be down in our chosen predicament. Okay? We have to be strong in our resolve. We have to know what we want. We have to be studied in what we want. I don't know if you pay attention, if you grew up, well, where I grew up in Milwaukee, the Jewish families were in the heart of the hood, right in the center of the ghetto, right? You knew they were different. You knew on their observation days for their religion or whatever, their practice, that, they were as a family walking down the street on their way to wherever they were going. They were you could not distract them. It's like they're there, but they're not there. You know, they're moving on. They're taking care of business. You know, they look different. They act different. They don't really even intermingle with us, even though they were right in the center of the hood, right? Dressed nicely. They had a different, outlook about them. You knew they were different. Well, that's what we have to be. If you want to blend in, all right, if you're trying to blend in, if you're trying to hold on to, the mainstream way of life, this might not be for you. I'll just put it out there like that. We have to be different. We have to be astute. Our quote unquote enemy are very learned in what it takes to pull you into their jurisdiction. And I don't mean enemy like pick up weapons and arms per se. I mean, I should say our opponent or our rivals. Okay, they are very learned. So if our opponent and rivalry or rivals are astute, upper echelon in academia and what have you, if they are that way, then we as their rivals should be trying to, quote, rival them, right? That means we have to become learned. No more predominantly spending our Saturdays in front of the tell me a vision and eating bowls of cereal, unhealthy stuff, feeding our bodies stuff that are not conducive to a healthy brain function. We need to be getting plenty of sun so we have a healthy dosage, a daily dosage of vitamin D for healthy brain function. We need to be hydrated. If you're going to drink beer, moderation. Everything in moderation, and you'll be fine. Everything in moderation. Now, if you smoke, it's not really necessary. I mean, I understand the struggle. I did it for 20-something years. Okay? I understand the struggle. But it's not really necessary. Right? It's not really necessary. It's tough to get over. I battled it. But I digress. The whole point I guess I'm getting at is this walk, this commitment, this dedication will take all the comfortabilities that you had in your past existence, your past life, and you're transitioning. You should be transitioning. If you look the same as how you looked before making this choice, then perhaps you're not 100% in. And if you're not 100% in, we can't really do anything with you. Okay? Because the few of us shouldn't have to struggle or have to carry all of your burden as well as our own, because we're making the transition and switch too, right? So wrapping it up, summing it up, you need to be prepared to carry your load and be ready to contribute to the community. Excuse me. Be prepared. All right. And status, again, yes, that's very vital, very important. There is a way to do it. It's not that difficult. It's a methodical step. Okay. If you need help with that, that's what we're here for. Okay. You don't have to be all divided about it. You don't have to be all confused about it. There are some very basic things that need to be taken care of. Okay? And it don't matter if it seems like they are being their state, your county. It don't matter that it seems like they're not accepting it. It does not matter. Because one thing that people need to understand is that you're not doing anything with that legal entity. You're not doing it. It is not yours. It does not belong to you. And when you leave it, it's going to still exist. When you leave it, it's going to still exist. That's the dirty truth. You're not doing anything with it. It's going to, You can walk away from it. It's going to be there because it belongs to the state. It's a creature of charter. Look up that phrase. Look up that legal term. Creature of charter. You did not make that. Okay? That's the skinny. So, you have the ability to create your own commercial entity as opposed to a legal entity. The legal entity is legal because it belongs to the state and the state bar. They're the ones who write the laws. They're the ones who control the narratives by their legislation. Okay? That's what it is. You don't need a legal entity. Create a commercial entity and rock on. You can do the same thing. You live in your whole nother life. You're transitioning and starting over. You get to start all over fresh. Kindly, you know what I'm saying, your credit report. You don't need it. Start your own commercial entity. It's all right. So if you need more information on that, we went 16 minutes. Wow. If you need more information on that, look down in the description for information on how to contact us. All right. And furthermore, you can get all the assets you want, but if you don't know how to protect them and how to administer your estate as an executor or executrix, you're going to lose it anyways, for one. Okay. The object is not per se making tons of money. The object is to keep the money that you have, to not be taxed away, right? To not be preyed upon by creditors and attorneys and bankruptcy attorneys and trustees and what have you. Because that's the game. The game is they're coming to try to figure a way to swindle you or to turn over what you have to another. That's attorney. That's what attorney means. All right? Get yourself a Black's Law Dictionary. Get yourself a commercial UCC book. Get yourself a thesaurus. Okay? Get yourself a book on trust. Those are the 4 horses of the apocalypse. So, anyways, I've been on here long enough. I just wanted to put some things out there, spitballing, throwing you some things that you should think about. We are here for you. All right? How about you do me a favor real fast? Hit that like button there. And then over here, subscribe. And then share. Do me that favor? Thanks. Anyhow, I love you. And I'm here for you. We are here for you. And we'll do our darndest to help you through this transition. All right? But you got to do your part. All right? Stop watching TV. Stop getting caught up in Housewives and all that. I don't even know what the shows are. I don't even watch it like that. I don't watch TV. I don't got time. I'm sitting in front of the screen helping people. Okay? If you want to have purpose in life, you don't want to, be out of shape and all. This is a whole lifestyle. Make that choice. Make that choice today and make it fast. Or get the real ID and become a federal citizen.